phase right here is just our run game combos. I'm not going to go too in depth here, but I'm a big flipper guy, right? Getting hip to hip, 4 eyes on the backer, making sure we're displacing the downs. We're always going to snap late the linebackers. All right, we're not going to get off until we have to. Okay, so I want to make sure our 600 pounds are against their 300 pounds, and we're taking them, and we're moving the line of scrimmage. All right, we're moving them. All right, so when we look at that, okay, the uncover guy. So if I'm a right guard right now, right, I have a 3 technique. Okay, and the linebacker's inside of me, I'm going to be up and down, and I'm going to flipper, okay, with the ball on my shoulder and bring my second step with my flipper, all right, to have be powerful through that point of attack, to make sure that now my tackle that's coming over, right, he can get screws on screws, right, he can take that over easily, okay, depending on where the linebacker is, but I just want to make sure that I get a great flipper, right, and I'm exploding through contact, okay, with my second step. All right, and then we have different footworks, okay? If the guy's stacked, we can jam it, which you'll see. If we jam it, that means we're both stepping, right, with basically our linebacker foot. So he would step with his right foot, the tackle would step, and we wouldn't know where the linebacker is going to go. So we'll get hip to hip, right? We'll drive it, and then we'll snap, and we'll work our deliver takeover, which you'll see here in a second, right, to get our hat across or shove it over, okay? So this is when we're talking about generic combos, making sure that we're getting hip to hip and our eyes are on the backers. All right, so these are the drills here. We work a flipper drill. We have a Crowder sled. Okay, we have deliver takeover. I'll show you that. And then movement combos, which I think you guys would like this drill. And I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, so flipper, okay, just like in progression and other stuff, I already made them step. Okay, so they already stepped here, and all I want them to do is bring their second step with their flipper. All right, so you can see, okay, your flipper is right here. It's not straight armed. It's slightly bent, right? Making sure I don't want it to be like this, right? Chicken winging. I want it to be slightly bent. So now I'm bringing it with the ball on my shoulder, so I have surface, right? I have surface at the point of attack. All right, but that's just working back. All right, so now the second thing is, right, I'll just bring the first step, right, with the flipper. Get them to feel that. And then the second one is I'll just get down in a stance. So you can see both of these guys, I have my tackles do it, right? Because they might combo with the tight end, and this is the right guard doing it on the left side. Again, bringing that flipper, ball to shoulder, and driving through and going. Okay, we do the same thing on the Crowder sled, right? Just working it, everyone hitting it at the same time. I don't really use this that much, okay, unless I want to punish them. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll hit it just to make sure we're all making contact at the same time, right? Your footwork isn't crazy, and we're driving it. All right, deliver takeover. Now, this is what I was just talking about. We both jammed. We're both hip to hip. All right, some people put a pad between both the guards or both these guys, but making sure we're hip to hip. And you can see I'm right there. I'm going to tell this linebacker late where to snap to. All right, so if I'm the right guy right here, it's number 64, I'm waiting. Now I'm trying to get my hat across, driving it, and getting square, right? That's the one thing you always want to make sure your linemen are always trying to square up their hips and square up to the defender so they can drive, right? Drive the down lineman vertical. Okay, so then for the 75 here, he has to shove it over. He's delivering it over. Now he's snapping, right? He's still using his full mechanics. He's snapping to the second level, and he's driving through contact. This is the one thing I work all the time, man. When you can accelerate the down lineman, then you can accelerate the linebackers, you're going to get explosive plays. You're going to open up holes. All right, the next one is movement combos. Okay, this is probably this was my problem, and you guys are probably having the same problem, offensive line coaches. Is what are defenses doing now? Right, they're stemming. Okay, they're stemming before the play. Okay. Also, there's somebody, a linebacker, that's screaming move, right? So what are we doing? We're moving because we're, right? Someone tells us to move, we're going to move, okay? So for me, I had to sit there and like, man, we keep jumping off sides because our defense, so I was like, I'm going to simulate this the best way I can in drills, all right? So right now, I'm behind him, as you can see in the picture. Okay, and now I have that guy at G. So this could be the right guard and tackle. This could be the center and guard. But right here, let's just pretend that this is the right guard and the right tackle. Okay, so it's a G technique, a 2-eye. Okay, and I'm right now before the snap. I go like this. Hey, move here, slant here. Okay, I'm not really saying it, but move here, slant here. So all of a sudden I go move. Right, so this move. You can see me screaming it. Move. Now I go hit, and I don't have any movement. So now that basically that combo went from a G to a 3, and for my tackle, he had to adjust. He had to make sure that now, hey, I'm getting my screws on my screws. That's right guard just went from, hey, he just went from I'm going to nose it up to now I'm going to have to go left-right flipper. All right? So working that in practice, and now we have to accelerate the linebacker. Okay, so now I'll do it over here on the left side. You can see me. I'm saying, hey, move here, and now slant there. Okay, so telling him he's going to move to a 3, and then he's slanting back to a G. All right, so Tyler just went from, hey, I'm going to get screws to snapping back vertical, and now I'm going to go accelerate the linebacker. Okay, so this is how I simulated it. All right, and I'll do this forever. I'll do this with them going from stemming from bear, right, stemming from 4 down to 3 down, stemming from 3 down to 5 down, right, to move the whole entire and bring the linebacker down. I have to do this because this is the only time I get to simulate it and get them ready for Saturday. All right, so this is, I love this draw. I'll do this all the time because this is what defenses did a lot to us in the ACC. All right, so that's my run game when I'm talking about my basic fundamentals and techniques. Any questions? Yes.
Have you ever used the Gallup technique?
Yes. So I that's not basically generic fundamental, but yes, I do. So if I have a G technique, right, or we don't run much gap scheme now at Penn State, but I'll do it a little bit in our gap scheme when there's a G and I want to keep my shoulder square. All right. So what I say is my first step is in and up. Right. So if I'm a left tackle right now and I got a G technique and I want to make sure I'm staying square to my gap, I'll go in and up and I'll gallop, knock the hip. Okay. With this arm, keep my shoulder square. I don't want to ever do this because I just turn my shoulders. Right. So if I want to keep my shoulder square and snap to a linebacker, that's when I'll use my gallop technique. And I'll go in and up, gallop, hit it, and then I'll snap vertical to the linebacker. Cool? All right. Good question. Any other questions? All right. Good. We'll go to pass pro then. Okay.